All right, let's talk about something we all have, a drawer full of old gadgets. We're going to dive into a massive challenge that kicks off the second our favorite devices die. It's a huge problem piling up everywhere. We're talking about e-waste.
You know that phone in your pocket? It's your connection to everything, right? It gives you this incredible sense of freedom. But have you ever really thought about what happens to it when you upgrade? Or when it just dies? Where does it go? And that question, it really gets to the heart of the matter. It shows that there are two totally different sides to our relationship with these digital buddies. Two sides of the same tech coin, you could say.
And here's the stark reality of it. For a lot of us, a phone is just amazing. It's connection, it's knowledge, it's independence. But for kids living near an illegal e-waste dump, that exact same object is something else entirely. It's a piece of trash to explore in a toxic playground. It's a dangerous toy. And that second story, that's the one that's blowing up into this gigantic global problem. We're literally creating an electronic graveyard, and you wouldn't believe how fast it's growing. It's staggering.
Okay, get ready for this number from UNICEF because it's wild. For every single child born on this planet, we as a species throw out 3 objects of e-waste. Yeah, 3 for every one. That's the scale we're dealing with.
So, where does all this stuff actually go? Well, it's not going to some fancy, safe recycling plant, for the most part. Nope. Back in 2019, more than 80% of it was just mismanaged. We're talking informally recycled or, worse, illegally shipped off to low- and middle-income countries. The burden gets pushed onto the very people who have the fewest resources to handle it.
And listen, this isn't just about saving the planet, as important as that is. This is a massive health crisis. The human cost is it's awful. When this stuff is taken apart without any safety precautions, kids are exposed to this nasty cocktail of toxic chemicals. And the result? You're looking at things like impaired brain development and a range of other lifelong health issues. It's devastating.
Okay, I know. This all sounds super depressing, right? A total downer. But hang on, because this is where the story takes a really unexpected turn. It turns out this toxic trash, it's not just dangerous. It's also unbelievably valuable. So, what if we've been thinking about this completely backward? What if this giant mountain of electronic junk isn't just a problem? What if it's actually an opportunity? What if this stuff isn't worthless at all?
You have to hear this. A ton of old mobile phones has 100 times more gold in it than a ton of actual gold ore. Just let that sink in for a second. The junk in your drawer is literally a richer gold mine than a gold mine.
I mean, your typical smartphone is like a tiny treasure chest. Seriously, it's got over 40 different elements packed inside. We're talking really valuable stuff like copper, gold, silver, lithium, cobalt, all the materials we're desperate for to build new tech. And it's all right there, ready to be recovered and used again. So how do we tap into this hidden value? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Before you even think about tossing an old device, just run through this checklist. First, can you get it repaired? If that's a no-go, can you donate it or maybe sell it for a few bucks? And if it's really truly dead, find a proper place to recycle it. The main thing is, don't just throw that treasure in the trash. But what we do as individuals is only one piece of the puzzle. To really get the full picture, we need to zoom out. We have to look at the global imbalance and ask, who's actually creating all this waste to begin with? And the numbers don't lie. Take 2019, for example. The average person in a rich country, they produced over 20 kilos of e-waste. But in a low-income nation, it was less than 5 kilos. So yeah, the creation of this problem is not even close to being evenly spread out. Let's put an even finer point on it. For every 1 kilogram of e-waste a person in Ethiopia makes, someone in Norway makes over 56 kilograms. 56 to 1. That's not just a gap. That's a massive chasm. It really shows you the deep imbalance in how we consume things around the world. So the big question is, how on earth do you fix a problem that's this huge and this unbalanced? Well, there's really only one way. It has to be about shared responsibility. We all have to walk this path forward. but we have to do it together.
And that means we need to attack this from all sides. Governments, they've got to step up and enforce safer rules for collecting and recycling this stuff. Our health systems, they need to be ready to deal with the illnesses it causes. And this is a big one. The companies making our gadgets, they need to start designing electronics that last, that can actually be repaired, instead of just being thrown away.
Ultimately, it all boils down to this one powerful idea. From cradle to grave, we all have a responsibility to reduce, recycle, and reuse electronics. It's a full circle, right? It connects the person who designs the phone all the way to you and me in our own homes. And that brings us full circle. Right back to you. So next time you open that junk drawer, you know the one filled with old phones and a rat's nest of chargers, I want you to look at it in a new light. And ask yourself a simple question. Am I looking at trash or am I looking at treasure?